of Tommy Dedamore. By the way, also Sarah just released her new EP, Toronto Blues, which is available on iTunes. But here is Never Should Have Been by Sarah Green.
Why did he stay when he wanted to go? He said that he loved her, but he wouldn't let it show. And he touched her, but she couldn't feel it. She held on to her heart, but he was bound to steal it. 'Cause he was the beginning of the end, but she didn't know it then. Threw her hands up to the sky, she can't even wonder why. They just never should have been. You wanted to leave, but you wouldn't release me. I tore myself away, and now nothing can free me from knowing it's the end of my bravery, the end of my faith, the end of my wings. Beginning of the end, but I didn't know it then. I threw my hands up to the sky, I can't even wonder why. We just never should have been. From the beginning to the end, we never should have been.
As the popularity of country music has increased, so has the controversy surrounding the merits of the mainstream versus the traditional variety. But 18-year-old recording artist Mary Sarah has successfully combined the best of both in an amazing collection of duets with some of country music's most beloved legends, while maintaining a contemporary vocal approach that will attract both mainstream fans and traditionalists alike. Here is Mary Sarah performing with Lynn Anderson, Rose Garden.
I beg your pardon, I never promised you a rose garden along where the sunshine. There's got to be a little rain sometimes. When you take, you gotta give. So live and not live or let go. I beg your pardon, I never promised you a rose garden. I could promise you things like big diamond rings, but you won't find roses growing on stalks of clover. Pardon, I never promised you a rose garden along with the sunshine. There's got to be a little rain sometimes. I beg your pardon. I never promised you a rose garden. When you take, you gotta give. So live and then live. Oh, let go. Oh, 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 oh. I beg your pardon. I never promised you a rose garden. Mary Sarah, I beg your pardon. I never promised you a rose garden.
Hi, we're Bo and Lucy. We're an organic pop rock duo from White Cross, Georgia, and you're listening to The Pat Stone Show.
Will you be my Peter Pan? Catch me if you can.
Okay, so we've come to the end of the show. I'm going to leave you with one more song. From Canaloo, Missouri, Travis Russom. Now, he came from a family of pickers and players, mostly bluegrass. He never had much interest in music, really, until he was enlisted in the U.S. Navy, where he proudly served for 6 years. He has a deep love for the older country music, such as Merle Haggard, Willie Nelson, etc. So here is Travis Russom with How Will I Ever Forget?
There's a radio on my dresser I quit turning on, 'cause every time I did, they'd play your favorite song. I stumbled on the shoes that you left behind. How will I ever get you out of my mind? Everything I see, everything I do, every song I hear reminds me of you. Why do they write those words that always make me blue? Everywhere I go, everyone I see wants to know why you're not with me. How will I ever forget about you? There's your picture by my bed that's faded now. I try, but I can't bring myself to throw it out. And the smell of your perfume still drives me insane. And a silence dwelling in these walls still calls your name. Everything I see, everything I do, every song I hear reminds me of you. Why do they write those words that always make me blue? Everywhere I go, everyone I see wants to know why you're not with me. How will I ever forget about you? How will I ever forget about you?
You're listening to the Pat Stone Radio Show, the station that fully supports indie and unsigned recording artists and songwriters. So I hope you all enjoyed the show. Today's show was dedicated to country music fans from around the world. Join me again next Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and listen to artists of many genres and age groups from around the world. Until then, bye-bye.